soldiers were being killed, even to the point of a brigadier general. And it didn't make sense to him. How will he make sense to him? Since that is the occupation. I was in a radio station, I think that should be yesterday, and they call a call and say, please, all these people who are killing, is it their occupation to kill? Now, look, if we can make a comparison with what happened between 2015 to 2019, you discover that the man who promised that if he was not given the presidency of Nigeria, the blood of monkeys and baboons will flow on the street. A man that when the former President Jonathan wanted to talk with the Boko Haram, they said the only person that can visit them and return back alive was Mr. Buhari. And the same man now was given charge to spearhead the governance in Nigeria. And you see how Fulani herdsmen were made, in fact, became so marauding that almost they wanted to capture the entire Nigeria within 4 years. Save for the help of this young man that is being interrogated and witch hunt and even being planned to execute, Nnamdi Kanu, whom God used to save the southeast, the south-south, and the southwest. That guy should be given a global honor till tomorrow in Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu was mastering and monitoring every of their movements. If they are going to enter this bush, he will announce it through his Radio Biafra channel that these people are coming to so, and the ESN he formed will go, and those people will run away. Because I am a native of this place, there is no how a stranger will master my bush more than me. So as they enter, the indigenous people will go after them. They will run away. That is why the southeast have not been overrun. Now the same thing with southwest. Now Sunday Igboho rose up from the southwest and was getting collaboration and collaborative information from Nnamdi Kanu. What happened? Instantly, this man, Buhari, proscribed ESN and the IPOB as terrorist organization. Terrorist organization without gun and knife. Terrorist organization without rocket launcher and bombs. But they are terrorists, and the entire Nigerian and the security architecture accepted that. And they started killing innocent Igbo people. And now, the same Buhari was not bold enough to proscribe Fulani herdsmen, the killer squad, the blood-letting group as terrorists till he died. And now, why that is happening, we kept that aside. Look at it now happening with Shetima. And you are telling me that he didn't do what he did what he's supposed to do. And to him and in his eyes, he has done perfectly well. Those that died doesn't matter. After all, they are Christians. Even if they are not Christians, is it not the agenda they plan for this country that is happening? That you come to a place why people are being killed, you are coming to, and when I listen to the statement of the defectors, Wada and the state chairman, even the state, I think the opposition chairman, APC chairman, was saying that Tinubu does not need to come to Kogi again for campaign. That Kogi, his election, his victory for 2027 is sacrosanct.
You know, the concern right now with these attacks and the progressive nature of these attacks is this. Now, Edo State has been infiltrated. Harrison Gwamnishu, very popular on Instagram, who has also collaborated with, and it's troubling that an individual will have to suddenly collaborate with security agencies. He's doing great work of rescuing abducted victims and all of that, particularly in Edo State, has raised alarm of insecurity in Edo State. Now, Kogi shares borders with Edo State. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So if Kogi is being overrun, it means that this has entered the South-South. And already it is happening in Edo State. And if it is happening in Edo State, it's only a matter of time before it will get to Delta.
Then Rivers.
The moment
Bayelsa.
it gets to Delta and it gets to it has gotten to Bayelsa, and then you have River State. So there is a progression. It is sure, it is calculated, it is deliberate, and guess what? It's progressive and it's working.
Can I
So now, when you look at it this way, Because we are discussing insecurity.
Yeah.
And usually, most times when you bring up issues around security, you see people telling you insecurity is sensitive, we should not talk about it. No, we are going to talk about it because now our lives are on the line. And I think anybody not speaking and adding their voices to ensure that the government, we hold the government accountable, is doing a great disservice. Well, the interesting thing again is that it's also getting to the doors of the rich and the politicians as well. I think there was a governor whose convoy was attacked not too long ago. But then, having said that, my concern is the speed at which this is progressing. And the fact that all these attacks that are happening, the government is not taking definite positions on it. State governors are not doing anything because while we are focusing on the federal government, yes, the security architecture of the country is in their hands. But how about the state government as well?
Can I come in?
Go ahead.
Look at, you just talked about insecurity in Edo State. And I laughed. How did Monday Okpebholo become the governor? That's the question. We all monitored the election. We saw what happened. Actually, we saw the mistakes of and the incompetency of Godwin Obaseki. Then we also saw how APC took over Edo State, giving it to a man whom I know. You remember that in this station, I've called on Obaseki to live up to expectation. Now, these people have entered Edo, and you see the way they are working in Edo. And already, to me, Kogi State is in their hands. They do the stuff the way they have been in Kogi State for long, ever before now. And in Edo State, they will soon come to Delta. Already they are operating in Delta, but in a skirmish stuff. They will soon come. They are in Bayelsa, now Rivers. And the political actors who's supposed to forget about their political differences, just like Chizi said, and come together to defend their place, are doing nothing, including the Southeast. What the governors, the senators, the political office holders in Southeast are now looking for is alignment with the ruling class. And we begin to ask if this is how we shall go. Look at what happened, that while these things were going on, we had expected the people to relax and focus on one direction. You see our brother Yesu Wike going to Wadata Plaza, which I call Wahala Plaza, to make a charade, a nonsensical charade of himself yesterday, just to distract the people from the insecurity that is ongoing. Forgetting that very soon, you are from Obiabo, very soon this thing will enter Ikwere local government, it will enter Emohua local government, and River State will be overrun. Look at what is happening in Ogoni, that nobody is talking. But if God can allow us to lift it tomorrow, having access to the cameras in the studios, we will keep talking. Those talk they don't want to talk, we'll talk it. So I'm calling on the Southeasterners, South-Southerners, Southwesterners to hold a security meeting of themselves and see how they defend themselves from the Fulani Marudas.
All right, very well. Chiz, you want to say something? Yes. All right, go ahead.
Now he's come down to a certain question you asked about the state government and the security apparatus. Let me comment an effort. Of course, there are certain security moves that you don't say openly. But there's an effort of the Ichie local government chairman, the Ohaji Egbeman local government chairman, and the Ikwere local government chairman. There's a collaboration they had recently. And that collaboration, they caught 6 Fulani headsmen.
Eche has been suffering headsmen attack for a while now.
I'm telling you, that they caught 6 of them with AK-47. Yet 6 of them. That collaboration they had, because that if you look at Ohaji Egbeman, and then the local government, the HA, they have a center. So these people went there, and they have stayed there for more than 4 years. You are saying they are going to enter. They've been there for more than 4 years. None of us knew.
Hibernating.
And do you know the worst? The worst of it all is that some of our mothers, some of our girls, takes food to them. Unbeknown to you, they are paid. So when you're talking about Fulani men, you're even talking about the Fulani indigenous.
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen that you don't know. That takes food to them. It took this local government chairman to come together and be able to, that land now, what is happening in that land, I advised them, I said, government should take that land. Because the owner of those are farmland. The owners of those land kept quiet, have been paid certain amount of money for a very long time. I told them they should take it. In fact, I know what they are going to do with the land now, which I will not say openly. Right. Because you see, until we bring collaboration both from the community, look, like for instance, nobody can come. I tell you, up till now, they are rearing cow in my village. We gave them a portion of place and gave them boundaries. Okay. So anybody outside that place will come. Anybody that enters outside us, we took statistics of those who are there. We know them. So that nobody should come in there. Not that people don't welcome them. They are good people. But when they begin to have those external people, so the communities, all of us, the media should speak about it like we're doing here. The community should come. The state government should also do something. The state government can come together. If the South state governors are not appendages, if they're not appendages, if they are not, see, let me tell you something. Do you know that when I come here, you are the one who is making the note appoint me? Because you know, they have grandmasters who will say this guy is saying like this, don't bring this guy like that, and that guy will not come in. If the state governors come together, my brother, when it came to insecurity in the West, when it came to security, all the governors of the Southwest came together. Do you know?
Yeah.
That in spite of the government and the center's opposition to their Amateko, yet both Tinubu, all the politicians in the Southwest came together and had it. But you know, in our own, no, politicians will not come together. Politicians in the Southeast and the South, the old Eastern region, those politicians do not come together. They will never come together. Because it's about either Mechi or a Wiki or an Ojus or Kalo or somebody. It's not about the collective interest of all of us. Masses. It is them.
You're right.
That's the problem. Look at Rivers State. Up till now, they have not constituted the cabinet of the state. The assemblies are not meeting. They are met only twice since the solar legislature left till today. Why? They are waiting for order.
All right, let's move on. People's Democratic Party factional national chairman Kabiru Turaki on Tuesday appealed to U.S. President Donald Trump and the international community to intervene in Nigeria's worsening political climate, warning that democracy was under threat as the party's internal crisis erupted violently in Abuja. Turaki accused the FCT minister Nyesom Wike of deploying armed thugs allegedly backed by police to block a scheduled National Executive Committee meeting. He said the situation had reached a stage requiring global action, even claiming Christians face genocide and vowing that PDP leaders were ready to lay down their lives to defend democracy. Chaos soon unfolded at Wadata Plaza as rival factions, those loyal to Wike and Turaki's newly announced National Working Committee, held parallel meetings. Supporters clashed, leading to scuffles, shouting matches, and a breakdown of order. Police struggled to contain the unrest before firing tear gas to disperse the feuding groups. Party members, officials, and journalists fled the premises in panic as tensions spilled onto the streets, deepening fears of a full-blown collapse within the opposition party. The All Progressive Congress swiftly condemned Turaki's public plea for foreign intervention, describing it as reckless, unpatriotic, and dangerous. APC National Publicity Secretary Felix Moka accused Turaki of desperation and incompetence, arguing that inviting foreign powers amounted to a threat to national sovereignty. The ruling party insisted that no opposition crisis under past administrations ever triggered such shameless calls. The APC urged the international community to ignore Turaki's appeal and accused the PDP of seeking destabilizing external interference to mask its internal disintegration. It called on Nigerians to remain steadfast behind President Bola Tinubu's leadership, framing the PDP turmoil as evidence of opposition's collapse and the APC's continued stability. Nze, what do you make of this story?
It is just like a guinea fowl calling fowl a Christmas bird. You see, it is unfortunate that APC will stand up to speak, believing that Nigerians are morons. if the PDP or the national chairman of PDP, Turaki Tanimu, should be said to have committed treason, Tinubu, who is the president, has committed treason before. And he has not been jailed and has not been killed.
How so?
Now, when he went to call America to come and intervene in the affairs of Chibok girls, was it not treasonable? Now, the spokesman to Mr. President, who will always jump out without thinking, because I believe that that young man lacks of something upstairs. When he jumps out to begin to accuse Tanimu Turaki of committing treason, and it's supposed to be sentenced to death, then he forgot that his principal had committed such treasonable felony and has not been sentenced to death. So why should you commit offense and you are walking free and another commits and you are judging that person? You are a hypocrite. So looking at the cry of Turaki yesterday, we watched everything that happened there from different channels. You know, if this cameraman is viewing from here, he wouldn't know what is happening the other. So when you watch from this channel, you watch from the other channel, and we saw differently what happened yesterday. You saw the grand style in which the FCT minister walked into that place and all that. My problem is not the intra-party quarrel they are having. My concern was what happened in that place. The cry of Turaki was a cry of a helpless fellow,
but
a drowning man.
When he was contesting for the national chairman of PDP, was he clueless as to what to do? This even brings to mind.
There is something you need to understand here.
No, hold on. This brings a lot to question. Genuinely. Do we have competent people in leadership, or do we have incompetent people?
We have a lot of incompetent people who are parading themselves here and there.
For the fractional national chairman, newly elected, and let's make it clear that he's not a caretaker committee chairman, he's not a caretaker chairman. He contested election.
And he won.
So by the reason of contested election, he's Emilokon as well. It's his turn to be the national chairman, isn't it? He understood he is part of the elites of PDP. He is part of the leadership circle. He's in the sanctum sanctorum of the party. So as at the time he was contesting election, he was clueless as to how to move for reconciliation. He was clueless as to how to handle the party. That in less than 1 week after his election, he's calling on President Trump.
You say less than 1 week or just 2 days.
All right, very well. 48 hours after his election, he's calling on President Trump not to intervene in insecurity. He's calling on President Trump, understand this, to intervene in PDP crisis.
In democracy.
What do you mean democracy?
Please,
democracy. Did he make that call as a Nigerian? Or did he make that call as a PDP fractional national chairman? It is in the capacity that he made that call that he's been addressed.
Permit me to play the devil's advocate here.
All right, go ahead.
That at the moment when Turaki was calling the international communities to come and save democracy.
And save PDP.
And save democracy. He didn't mention PDP. He said save democracy. That Trump, while coming, should not just come with the intention that Christians are facing genocide. Now, that statement of his has put PDP on the same voice of those who are saying that Christians are being targeted in Nigeria.
That statement, of his, one would say it has actually told Nigerians that PDP cannot contest election. PDP is not viable for election.
No, I disagree with you.
And therefore PDP needs the intervention of Trump to install a new government. Recall that Goodluck Jonathan had made some expose where he linked a former president of the United States. He linked him to his loss.
We knew that was Barack Obama. We knew what happened.
Very well, I will come to you quickly, but I need Chizzy to speak because we are out of time.
Yes. You know, you took the actual place I wanted to go to.
Go ahead.
Now, somebody who went and contested the office of the national chairman, that is the man who holds the ideology of a party, is calling for a foreign powers to come and intervene in the system that should be ruled by the people, for the people, and by the people, democracy. For the people, by the people, and for the people. Democracy is, so what democracy, the definition of democracy is Turaki help us. Cheesy, you almost like help us here. Parties help us, not external persons help us. That's what democracy is. Government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So what he has said is, I am not capable of coming. My party cannot help Nigeria. Please, US, come and leave your sovereignty. Come and colonize Nigeria. That's what he's calling for. And then again, now let me also say this. Now, like he said, he was just elected party chairman. That same day, when you are being elected party chairman, you are supposed to be the Director General of Crisis Management. And that's what he's supposed to be managing. What I should have been seeing him doing is going to people like Wike, going from here to this door, knocking at the door and saying, let's leave it. Let's pull everybody together. That is why I keep saying that Turaki faction, Wike faction are all working for Tinubu. They don't want a PDP. They don't want a PDP. They don't want. Now let me also shock you that the man who is chairman of the National Convention of the party said he was not aware when they took the position of suspending certain people, expelling some people from the party. The chairman of the National Convention said they didn't tell the governor, they didn't tell them. They just brought some persons, a governor just brought one or two persons, and before you know it, they started suspending them. So what they were suspending are those who can also deal with them in the party. So right now, he is not even speaking. There is nobody as it is now, constitutionally speaking, that is the PDP chairman. Because the convention, the court has said don't hold the convention. And this other person cannot.
Did INEC attend that convention?
No.
Okay,
so
INEC
he's not even the party chairman at all.
So
right talks now went to the party with other talks and they fought.
I think what maybe we should say this splinter group and that splinter group, because when you call them faction, it means that somehow there is some level of legitimacy.
Yeah, splinter groups.
The splinter groups of PDP.
Turaki is a senior advocate of Nigeria.
I do not agree with that. But however, let me say that by the time Turaki began to make that play, you saw how FCT minister entered with Samuel Anyanwu in their vehicle and stationed, and the police and DSS surrounded that vehicle.
The owners of the party came in now. So who else would
So you now see that the young man, the young man Turaki felt that APC walked in. So he was seeing APC in the person of FCT minister. And when some people are calling for reconciliation, reconcile with who? Reconcile with who? However, whatever happens, we are Nigerians. These things are happening here in Nigeria. Chizi Yomasila made a striking statement, analogy here, which I would like to close my discussion with this morning. That analogy is that a stranger came to your house and defecated. And you started quarreling with him, and he was making noise. You now call your children, your neighbors, your parents, let everybody start defecating. Make we know who go defecate pass for your house. That is arrant nonsense. And that is what is happening in Nigeria political system today. So those of us who are speaking from the side corner should first have a depth of conviction that if we are found on the same seat these people are sitting today, we will not behave like them. That is the stand. And I think if it will be possible for those in the federal government or state government to bring some of us into what they are doing so that we can teach them how better to do it. We are not going there for money. We are going there to show capacity and to work things out for Nigeria.
All right. Nze has declared his 2027 ambition right now. It's all right. I'm sure that our viewers have taken notes that you have 2027. Chizi, you've taken note as well. Probably.
I do have.
You also have. Okay. All right. I'm sure the best. All right. Thank you so much, Nze, for coming. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
And thank you so much, Chizi. It's also a pleasure having you today.
Thank you very much.
And thank you so much, our viewers, for always staying connected to us. And this is why we wrap it up on this episode of Open Conversation. Transition News comes up next. Do not go away. I remain Laurentia Choma Ugu. See you same time tomorrow. Bye for now.